Hello everyone, Luke for Smith here, and welcome back to another quickie reading. This is going to be a sort of sequel to the last one, because this is going to be of the owner of the game place, Michael Snyder. For some reason I pronounce it with an SH, but it's Snyder, not Snyder. However, I do have a speech impediment, so I might end up saying it wrong sometimes. We're going to be starting off with some quotes here. I hope that God will forgive you for being so heartless and cruel, Michael Snyder. And he calls him a Jew. Chris in Michael Snyder is a cold-hearted and mean. They actually made an animation of that. I think it might be connected to this article, I'm not quite sure. I can't believe I've spent all these years conspiring to make your life more miserable than your fossilized parents could ever dream of. Oh wait, I wasn't doing that. I've been too busy living my own life. I remember you as a child, creeping out all the other Pokemon kids, including my own. Because even 10 years ago you were an angry, unsportsmanlike punk. And that was Michael Snyder responding to Chris's Green County conspiracy video. He did actually leave comments on some of Chris's videos. I think it's like that one though, but I don't think he actually has an account on there. He only made it an account just to like comment on Chris's videos. So Michael John Mike Snyder, combination of names, Hebrew and some text that looks like it's upside down. I think yeah that is Hebrew text, isn't it? Yeah, I can't pronounce that, but I'm pretty sure that's his name in Hebrew. Is one of Chris's many enemies. He was the manager of the game place, later known as Quickfill Hobbies, Games and Toys, a game and hobby store that was in Charlottesville. Chris regularly caused trouble at the place and was eventually permabanned in June 2008. Based on his surname, Chris came to the incorrect conclusion that Snyder was Jewish, yet another minority Chris seems to hate for no reason, due to his misguided belief that he had genuine friends at the game place, or at the place. Chris developed a burning hatred for Snyder over the years, describing him as a bastard, a jerk, a pig-headed stubborn Jew, cold-hearted and mean, a son of a bitch, and a children fucking damned. That last one didn't make sense. It was but this is like Chris speaks, so nothing makes sense. In June 2010, Chris had a run-in with Snyder when he tried to take his picture at the place, and on the 28th of October 2011, both Barb and Chris committed a more serious attack on him, for which they were both convicted. Legal punishment, as well as the store's eventual closing, have done nothing to check Chris's rage. I'm just trying to check if it's still recording. Yep, it's still recording. So yeah, this is a short article. This is Michael Snyder, or Snyder, again I'm doing it. Not very good picture, but there you go, that was the infamous picture that Chris Can took. Information about him: Michael John Snyder, also known as Mike. He's male, American, white, Jewish according to Chris, even I'm pretty sure he's not. Obligation manager, the game plays to 2011, owner of Seville's Hobbies, Games and Toys 2011 to 2014. At the game place, got another quote. It was why that son of a bitch Jew kicked me out of the game place permanently of the years of loyal volunteer service in the Pokemon TCG League. I had apologised numerously before, but he's still the pig-headed stubborn glue he was then, and that was Chris being his usual humble self. Chris's behaviour at the game place offended the store's management in a number of ways. He slacked off on his supposed duty as a Pokemon gym leader, scared the children he played card games with, and picked fights with a number of players or with other players, and let his racism and homophobia shine. He also took his video game consoles into the store, hogging the shop's flat screen TV for considerable amounts of time. He sang Britney Spears songs during games, pitch fits inspired by his hatred of the Hexbox, and much more. In April 2008, Chris's behaviour got him a 2-week ban from the store. The trigger for his permanent ban on the 6th of June 2008 was a shouting match between with a black kid. It was on that day that Mike permanently banned Chris from the store, although, as Mims claimed, he was looking for any reason to ban him at this point. Michael himself would later recall, in a response to one of Chris's videos, "I remember you as a child creeping out all the other Pokemon kids, including my own, because even 10 years ago you were an angry, unsportsmanlike punk." And that was from the quote earlier on. Predictably, Chris did not do his best to appeal his permaban. He brought his parents in to argue his case with Michael Snyder, to which Michael responded by calling the police. Despite a fierce rejoinder by his mother Barbara, Chris and his family failed to move either Michael or the cops, and every indication was that Chris would never be allowed back in the store. Years of hatred. Got another quote. "And I hope that game and hobby place in Charlottesville burns to the ground along with Michael Snyder." And that was Chris Autism Tutorial 3, February 2011. Chris has given many different explanations for why he was banned, but never believed it was justified. In the Jackie emails, Chris claimed that he has been thrown out of the store much earlier than Mims indicates. In June 2008, it was this month, according to Chris, that Michael Snyder forced him to stop hogging the TV for his Wii. Doing this apparently caused a number of kids to miss out on obtaining a few trade-only evolution Pokemon. Chris got angry and snatched a card box to write, "Michael Snyder loves the F out of Mary Lee Walsh." That doesn't make sense on it. This so-called Wii incident, Chris claimed, was Michael's last straw, which predicted the ban. This account is almost certainly false, apart from contradicting Mims' more objective account. Chris particularly tried to paint himself as getting one up on Snyder, and assumes that Mike would know or care what Mary Lee Walsh is. Just kept the recording quick again. I always want to make sure my recordings get right, because I get really paranoid if they don't. It's fine. On another occasion, however, Chris claimed that Michael was scared of me, and he was preoccupied. There you go. I even got in Chris Chan's stutter in there. With his crackpot theory of me scaring his customers away, so he banned me from the store. In December 2013, his explanation was He has his hang-ups against me, still has them. He either frightened or angry at me. For 1 or 2 times I let out a loud shout when he was getting too much, when there was much going on at the time and I couldn't take it anymore. Other times he has assumed that Mike is prejudiced against autistic individuals and had discrimination against him. In any case, while Chris has sometimes admitted that he caused some small problems, he had not felt that they justified a permanent ban, and blames Snyder's overreaction on irrational hatred. Even worse, from Chris's perspective, Michael refused to accept his numerous apologies and lift the ban. In March 2009, Chris made a clearly self-serving YouTube video apologizing to Michael and asked to be readmitted to the place. The following month he tried again, posting an apology on the sidebar of another video. Yet again in October 2010, Chris made a bogus video, a bogus YouTube apology in order to look better to his girlfriend. None of them had any effect. On the 12th of April 2010, Chris trespassed to pay a personal visit to Michael at the place. He tried to apologise in an attempt to get the ban lifted. Michael said no. Chris quickly dissolved into fury, yelling "Q" and as an insult and flipping him off. Michael attempted to get the fuzz, but by the time they got there, Chris has already scrammed. Unable to comprehend Michael's actions, Chris came to suspect some greater conspiracy was at work. As the organised trolling of Chris shifted into gear, Chris wondered if Michael was somehow behind it all, which he wasn't, trust me. He's got better things to do than to troll some brat. "What are you, a confirmed internet troll?" he asked in July 2009. In May 2010, he put forth the theory that Greene County, Virginia's school board officials had persuaded Michael to ban him. Again, I highly doubt that would happen, because that's very unprofessional to get a school board involved. Because why would they find any interest in doing that when it's none of their concern? Just because it's an isolated case. For no other reason than to make his life miserable. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the council wouldn't do that to make someone's life miserable. Perhaps because of this conspiratorial mindset, Chris seemed to have jumped to the conclusion that Michael was Jewish on the account of his last name. In his May 2010 video, Chris called Michael a goddamn greedy Snyder, seeming to restrain himself from calling Snyder a greedy Jew. In fact, Snyder, there he has to say, was a German surname meaning traitor, and Snyder descends from the Dutch word for cutter. While some German Jews might have wound up with the name anglicizing the Jewish surname Snyder, it doesn't necessarily devote Jewish heritage at all. The bottom line is that Michael is not Jewish. A phone call on the 10th of August 2010 indicated that Bob, and presumably Barb as well, shared Chris's idea of the gameplay as a troll central, which it's not. Is definitely not. Got another quote. Mike's been pursuing him for years, and I don't like Mike. I'd like to speak with the owner of the place, which was Snyder. I think he lives there up the road from me in Madison or somewhere. This whole thing is a setup from the very beginning with my son. Now, I didn't like it then, and I still don't like it. Mike and Megan are the ones that conspired together with a couple of other kids there, that I think that they were gay again. There's some homophobia showing right there. To pursue and torment Kristen for years, and that was Bob. Bob. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing, because it was like Chris's family are a little bit homophobic and a bit racist. Apart from Chris, which is not homophobic anymore, which that's the thing. On the 6th of June 2010, Chris had a few beers and drove to the game place to make a dartboard of Mike's picture. When several people came out of the store to confront him, Chris got back in his car and attempted to flee, nearly hitting Snyder twice as he attempted to block Chris's escape. The 2 police officers present at the shopping centre stopped the farce. I'm not quite sure what that says. At the moment, Michael appears on YouTube, and at that moment, Michael appeared on YouTube and commented, "Kristen is in my parking lot now and is being grilled by the police. He took pictures of my daughter and tried to run me over with his car." They witnessed this, and I bet they're still doing nothing about it. The officers listened to both sides and then let Chris off with a warning after making him delete the pictures he'd taken. To present his side of the story, Chris posted a incredibly delusional video in which he claimed that Michael had jumped on top of his hood and shouted, "You're dead, you're dead." He admitted trying to flee from the police and saw nothing wrong with his actions. Chris would tell a very similar fanciful story of another assault 4 years later. Chris didn't tell his parents about this incident. Chris's hatred of Michael only grew as he began to insinuate that Michael was a child molester based on no evidence whatsoever, and that is some serious serious things to put on someone with no proof. Yeah, you shouldn't do that. He also assumed that Michael was a violent maniac while making plans to visit the store in April 2010. Chris wrote, "I pray he won't get violent. If he does, I will defend myself." On another occasion, he said that he was so afraid of Mike that he didn't want to confront him while unarmed and alone. Ironically, Chris himself has on many occasions expressed violent urges against Michael. Whenever it was telling Lars that he would shoot Michael if he had a gun, or wishing the place would burn down with Michael inside. And that was that bit. In other words, Chris couldn't let go. In other words, he held a grudge. Shit gets real. Main article, October 28th, 2011. 28th of October 2011. Only a few weeks after Bob's death, Chris and Barb launched a vehicular assault on the newly christened Seville's Hobbies, Games and Toys, newly owned by Snyder. Chris and Barb both hit the proprietor with their vehicle and injured him. Proprietor, there we are. They were arrested near the scene and spent a day in jail. Both faced felony charges for failure to stop after an incident. While Chris also had trespassing and a misdemeanor assault, and Barb had a second felony charge for assault on a law enforcement officer. Mike filed a civil suit against them both. I mean, to be fair, I already knew about that, really, but it is bloody bad that they did that. God, you wouldn't go to that risk, to that sort of risk. The trial was held on the 10th of July 2012. Despite his past history with the Candlers, Snyder meticulously pushed for leniency in the court case, as he did not want Chris to get a felony on his record. As part of the plea bargain, however, he apparently insisted on his medical bills being fully paid by the Candlers. This prompted Chris to only refer to Snyder as a line thief in court, although Snyder himself was not in attendance, showing a complete lack of gratitude to the man who had showed an amazing level of kindness considering the circumstances. In December 2013, Chris's felony charge was amended as a misdemeanor, and his sentence was suspended. The hatred continues. I hate Snyder with a passion for destroying my life the way he did. And that was Chris following the trial. Chris learnt nothing from his run-in with the law, and his anger towards Michael intensified. As with the previous run-in, Chris related an extremely distorted account of the incident immediately after the fact. Mike twice had made his own deliberate leg scars, rubbing his legs up on our bumper, banging the hoods, and fell backwards. We had not moved the van at either instance of him faking his falls. What's more, according to Chris, Mike had set a trap by posting the sign that there was a new owner, inducing him and his mother to enter the store. Chris was never derailed from his interception. The fact that Mike actually won the court case shocked Chris, and he saw as a theft by Michael. I highly doubt Snyder would go to that lengths to lure Chris in, because again he'd get on with his own life. As Chris continued to dwell on these issues, he came up with a new conspiracy to explain his original ban. In this version, Megan had recruited Michael into a conspiracy to destroy his life, just as Chris and his parents had been coming close to discovering the gameplay's conspiracy in 2008. Michael had him banned. Furthermore, as part of the trap Michael had laid on the 28th of October 2011, he had bribed the police to beat him up and falsify their reports. That's highly illegal, to bribe the police. By September 2013, he regarded Michael, Megan and Mary Lee Walsh as some sort of axis of evil, the top three fiends and enemies of my lifetime, the ones who actually have devastated my heart and soul and reputation online and in person / real life, my emotions and my life in general all around. Chris claimed that he randomly encountered Snyder in public sometime August 2013. WTF? TH. The same manager of Seville's Hobbies, Games and Toys gave me the finger at She's in Ruckersville and threatened me with "Relax, I'm not going to hurt you" in my face at McDonald's in Ruckersville. Both in the same morning a few weeks ago. I did not respond either of them times. He violated his own restraining order. I highly doubt Michael would actually do that. Chris clearly interpreted Mike's calming words as a threat. He also displays the characteristic ignorance of the law. Chris was required to keep away from Snyder, not vice versa. This was Snyder's last known interaction in regards to Chris. In June 2014, Seville's Hobbies, Games and Toys has been closed for unknown reasons. Chris took some comfort from this, assuming that Michael's get-rich-quick scheme of filing the civil suit has somehow failed. Whenever Michael succumbed to Chris's curses, emigrated to Israel, or met some other fate is unclear. In others, he just sold out and wanted to run another business. As of August 2017, Chris not only still believes Michael Snyder set him up, but also blames him for blowing all of Bob's pension during the 2012 trial. No, that is you and your mother's fault for doing that. That had nothing to do with Snyder. That was your own doing. Because Michael was rubbing his legs against Chris's car is somehow to blame, as opposed to hiring an expensive lawyer. They hired a shit lawyer. From what I remember, Chris's lawyer was not any good. He was rubbish, apparently. Mike also had a YouTube account, the Reconic, which he famously used to provide the details on the 4th of June 2010 incident and to reply directly to Chris on his Greene County conspiracy video. The account was closed at an unknown time. Okay, he did close it. It's a shame. I'd like to see that comment, and I would like to see the channel, even though he probably didn't upload videos on it. A new anniversary in September 2019. Jacob Sockness, Chris's latest orbiter and miraculous enabler of his beliefs in the dimensional merge, had been attempting to incite Snyder via the guestbook from a obligatory site which listed Snyder's recently deceased father. I can't pronounce that, but I know what it is. Sockness also attempted to harass Snyder upon rumours circulating that a new game place has opened in the suburbs of Washington DC. Ultimately, it seems that Chris has completely dismissed this fact of Sockness' idiocy, as Chris has yet to comment on the rumours of his former haunt receiving new premises. And that was it. So let's bring some of these things up right here. It's a Lego thing, and I'll bring that up as well, and I think that's it. So here we go. Is this a Craigslist ad? Jacob Sockness of San Francisco, September 20th 2019. Yeah, you deserve to die. Emmanuel struck you down because your son blamed Christine from the game, banned Christine from the game place. She is a goddess and will incite the dimensional merge with her husband Magic Chan. Watch your back, Michael, you're next. And that was him. Basically a death threat. This is Snyder in a jar. I don't know. Here is yeah, is this not meant to be like Michael Snyder, like banhammer, lawsuit, money and food and a knife and stuff or whatever? Here we have a picture. Don't let cruel, mean people get away with unlawful, disdainful discrimination. Find one such person, as I was basically trying to tarnish his name, in other words. Okay. Alright. Okay. Well, that was it for Michael Snyder. Quickie reading. I hope you've enjoyed this reading. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time in another video.